and it gets even better when you start to look at that date on the bottom of the pyramid, because that date is MDCCLXXVI in Roman numerals, and that totals 1776. And here's how it breaks down. This is a chart of the letters and their corresponding numerical values. So if you just do the math, M is 1000, D is 500, C is 100, you have it twice there, so you're up to 1700. L is 50, that's 1750. X is 10, which you have twice, so that's 1770. V is 5, that's 1775. And I is 1, 1776. So what we're going to do now is something called gematria. It is Kabbalistic numerology. It's an occultic form of numerology, and it's very simple. It is simple addition or counting of these numbers. And we can combine them in different ways depending on which numerals we add together. And we understand that all of the added values are identical, and they mean the same thing in occultic numerology. So 1776 is the number that we get when we add these Roman numeral values together. And what we are going to do in this example is we're just going to take the 1 and add it to the 6 and leave these two 7s. So we get 777. And anyone familiar with Judaism or Kabbalah may know that that is a symbol of God. It's a number that represents the Trinity of consciousness in its perfect form. The 777 is the aspect of the divine in man. It is thought, emotion, and action, the three aspects of our consciousness, having reached the place of the gods, the 7 entities of the skies: the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. The 7 gods that can be seen with the ancient world. A representation of the 7 chakras of energy in the body. So 7 is a symbol of completion, perfection, and God. It tripled is a representation of God. So if we add the 3 7s together, it totals 21. And 2 plus 1, this is the parents and the child, the father and mother, the creator God and the sacred feminine, and the divine child. And then that totals 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. So all of these values can be seen as identical, or they mean the same thing. They are numbers that represent God, or completion, perfection. The divine has been awakened and realized. So they can be used interchangeably in systems of occultism. And again, 3 being a number of unity, of unification of thought, emotion, and action, the triune being, the 3-in-1 God, right? The Trinity. So what I'm going to do in this study of gematria is I'm going to take these letters, because gematria is a combination of geometry and mathematics. Geometry, Gea, earth, the measure of things, the measure of the earth, the mother, right? And matria, mathematics, the mother science, after Ma'at from Egypt, the mother goddess. So gematria is a combination of geometry and mathematics. So we have all the elements in place. We have the math aspect is covered by the Roman numerals that represent value or mathematics, and we have the shape that's given by the triangle shape or the pyramid shape. So we're just going to combine the two by taking. We have 9 letters, and we're given a shape that has three vertices. So we're just going to duplicate the shape 3 times, and we're going to place the letters at the vertices of the shape. So we'll start with M and put it at the top of the first triangle, and then D, C at the base, and then repeat it 3 times. M, D, C, CLX, XVI. And now we're going to substitute the numerical values for the Roman numerals. So we get this. We get 1,000, 500, 100. 100, 50, 10. 10, 5, 1. So you see a pattern emerge there. At the top of the pyramid, in every example, we see a clear pattern. 1,110. Now, in mathematics, those are known as powers of 10, or powers of 10, at 10, powers of at 10, at the top of the pyramid. Because at 10, no matter how you look at it, is at the top of the pyramid. This is a play on words that works out in the English language, and it is not an accident. These are perfect numbers of base 10 numerology, base 10 mathematics. And the powers of a 10, the powers of at 10, are indeed at the top of the pyramid. At the bottom of the pyramid, we have 500, 100, 50, 10, 5, and 1. If we add those for each base, we have 600 at the base here and 1,000 at the top. 60 at the base here, 100 at the top. 6 at the base here, and 10 at the top. We can then simply remove all the zeros, because zeros don't add to anything in gematria. So they can be removed. So we see that it simply boils down to this. 1's at the top, 6's at the bottom. And now we can combine them into one pyramid. And you have at the top 1, 1, 1, where the three pillars, the three aspects of consciousness, thought, emotion, and action, the three pillars of Freemasonry. At the bottom, 666. 666, the number of beast or base consciousness. And noticing that 3 correlates to 777, because if you add 777, you get 21. If you add 2 plus 1, you get 3. So 777 and 3 are identical. So you could simply substitute 777 for anything that totals 3. Like 1 plus 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So we could simply put 777 up there and substitute for 111. They're identical because they both add to 3. So we have God at the top, the light, the beast or base consciousness of illusion and identification with the physical world at the bottom of the pyramid, captured in stone, in one form that cannot change. Illusion, ego identification. So if now we reduce them again. So we add 7 plus 7 plus 7, we get 21. We add 6 plus 6 plus 6, we get 18. And this is what is meant by counting the number of the beast. That's what we're in the process of doing. It's a prescription for gematria given in the book of Revelation in the Bible. We add 21, and of course, as we saw, that totals 3, the number of God, and 18, 1 plus 8 totals 9, the number of ego and illusion. Why is 9 the number of ego and illusion? Well, here's why. The number 9 has very significant mathematical properties, and they are shown to us in addition to the number 9 and in multiplication of the number 9. So this side of the table is an addition table, this side of the table is a multiplication table. 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 0 reduces to 1. We're simply adding the final result, the digits of the final result together. So look, we're back at where we started adding to 9. 1. So adding the 9 was like adding 0. Okay? 9 plus 2 is 11. 1 plus 1 reduces to 2. It adds to 2. So we're back to 2. So again, adding the 9 was like adding the 0. You do this with any number. 9 plus any number gets you back to the same number once the result is added together, or what is called in gematria reduction. You're reducing a 2-digit or 3-digit or 4-digit value down to one number. You will ultimately come back to the same value that you started with, because to add 9 is to add illusion, or to add ego, or to add base consciousness. And when you add the beast, when you add base consciousness, you can never affect any change in value. You bring no value to the equation. You are adding 0. You are adding nothing. You are adding illusion. Now, the multiplication of 9 is a different result. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2, 18. Add the 1 and the 8, you get 9. 9 times 3, 27. Add 2 plus 7, you get 9. 9 times any number, no matter what it is. You add the resultant digits, you will come back to 9. So what this is saying symbolically is multiplying base consciousness only gets you more base consciousness. You can never create anything new with ego and illusion and base consciousness. So this is why 9 is the number of illusion and base consciousness, and as such, it is synonymous with 666, or the number of the beast. One thing I should mention is that